Do we understand? I hope we're not confused. Now let's look at another example. Given that y varies directly as x, y is equals to kx, when x is equals to 3, y is equals to 6. Calculate y when x is equals to 7.5 and x when y is equals to 16.5. So given that y varies directly to x, which is y is equals to kx, yeah, y is given, y is 6, and k isn't given, the constant isn't given, and x is 3. So we're first of all going to be looking for k, okay? So y is 6, we impute 6 is equals to k, we don't have any value for k, and x is 3, we impute 3. Now we are looking for k. So to isolate k, we are going to be dividing both sides by 3, okay? So 6 over 3 is equals to k3 over 6. 3 cancel 3, you are left here with k, and 3 cancel 3 is 1, and 3 cancel 6 is 2. So 2 is equals to k, okay? K is equals to 2. Now we have gotten k, we have to calculate y when x is 7.5. Still using this, we are calculating y, so we impute our numbers. Y is equals to, remember we have gotten k, which is 2, and now x is 7.5. So we impute 7.5. So 2 times 7.5 is going to give you 15. Okay? So open this bracket is multiply, right? So 2 times 7.5 is going to give you 15. So y is equals to 15. Okay? Now we have gotten y when x is 7.5. Next, we're going to be looking for x when y is 16.5. Now we are looking for x. Y is 16.5. So this is the formula. We impute our y is 16.5 is equals to k, which is a constant, 2, and x. We are looking for x when y is 16.5, okay? So what do? We divide both sides by 2 to isolate x, okay? So it's 16.5 over 2 is equals to 2x over 2. 2 cancel 2, we are left here with x, and 16.5 over 2 will give you 8.25. Okay? I hope you are not confused. Good. Now we're going to be looking at another example. We have here, given that y varies inversely as the square of x, and y is equals to 8 when x is equals to 2. Find the equation connecting y and x. Calculate the value of y and when x is 6 and x when y is 1 over 2. So what are we doing first? Given that y varies inversely as the square of x. Now remember the inverse form, right? Y is equals to k over x. Now x is square, so here x is raised to power 2, okay? Do you understand? So this is the equation required, okay? So y is equals to k over x squared. You know why we put the square here? Because here it says the square of x, okay? So this is the equation required. So now we are to find the k, because here y is given as 8 when x is 2. K was not given, the constant was not given, so we are looking for it. So we impute our numbers. Y is equals to 8, so we write down 8 is equals to k over x is equals to 2, we write down 2 raised to power 2. Okay, so 2 raised to power 2 is 2 times 2, and 2 times 2 is going to give you 4. So 8 is equals to k over 4. Now we are to only look for k. So how do we do it? We make 8 into a fraction, okay? So it's over 1. Now we cross multiply, okay? K times 1 is k, and 8 times 4 is 32. We cross multiplied. Okay, cross multiplied. K times 1 and 8 times 4. K times 1 is K and 8 times 4 is 32. So we have gotten K. So now we have to calculate the value of y when x is 6. So to get y, remember we are using this. To get y is equals to K now is 32. We have gotten K, so 32 over x here, they said it's 6. So it's 6 raised to power 2, don't forget. So 6 raised to power 2 is 6 times 6, not 6 times 2, okay? 6 times 6 is going to give us 36. So we have 32 over 36. Making this fraction to its simplest form is going to give you 8 over 9, okay? So y is equals to 8 over 9. When x is 6, y is equals to 8 over 9. Do you understand? Now we have to find x when y is 1 over 2. We are still using this formula, okay? So y is 1 over 2, which is equals to 32. Remember the constant, 32 over x squared. You cross multiply, okay? Cross multiply. So x squared times 1 will give you x squared, which is equals to 32 times 2 is going to give you 64. Now we are looking for x, right? Here it said x, but here we have x squared. So we are going to divide both sides by square, okay? So we have the square root, which is x squared, equals to the square root of 64. Remember, we have x squared is equals to 64. We are looking for x. So we square root both sides. So the square root of x squared is equals to the square root of 64. Now the square cancels square. So here we are left with x. The square root of 64 is 8. 8 times 8 is going to give you 64. So the square root of 64 is 8. So x is equals to 8. Okay? Do you understand? Here we have x squared, but we are just looking for x. So we square root both sides to cancel the squares, okay? So when we cancel the square, we are left here with x, which is equals to the square root of 64, and the square root of 64 is 8, so x is equals to 8. So when y is 1 over 2, x is 8. Do you understand? So we understood today's lesson on simple equations and variation, right? We looked at simple equations, we looked at formula substitution and change of formula. We also looked at simple binary operations. Then we looked at variation. So we understood everything we talked about on today's lesson. Okay, good. So next we're going to be looking at our assignment. I'm sure we're going to be able to do our assignment. It's easy, right? Okay, that is good.